Tonight on 16 by 9.
For your home, we're told they'll save you money and energy. But just wait until you hear about the dirty energy secret and what some people say these bulbs are doing to their bodies.
When I looked in the mirror and saw my face, I was absolutely horrified.
They're the most sought-after customer in the multi-billion-dollar world of video games. Who are they? Not your kids.
That's all coming up on 16 by 9.
Please don't touch it. No, that's assault.
Well, talk to us about that.
I don't need to talk to you. I didn't even touch him.
Bigger picture. Good evening and welcome to 16 by 9, the bigger picture. I'm Mary Garofalo. They are the energy savers. They keep pushing on us. You know those swirly light bulbs you see everywhere? But wait until you hear what our Alison Vushnick uncovers about these bulbs and what some say it's doing to their bodies. Imagine turning on a light bulb and only 20 minutes later, your face looks like this. Brenda Ryder says it happened to her.
When I looked in the mirror and saw my face, I was absolutely horrified. I didn't exactly know what had caused it or whether it could be controlled or whether it was short-term or long-term. So I was just completely aghast.
And there are others.
I get dizzy.
Weeping pustules.
I can't focus well. I just
open
feel all wrong.
You're going to make a lot of people sick.
They all say it was these, the curly compact fluorescent light bulbs, making them sick. And when they removed them,
Pain went away within a couple of days.
And my hands started healing immediately.
you won't find curly bulbs here anymore. Jane Pentela changed all the bulbs back to incandescent. In her basement in St. Catharines, Ontario, Jane used to craft for hours, very close to the compact fluorescent light bulbs. Then a mysterious rash started to appear.
On my arms, on my neck, behind my ears, down into my chest, on my legs next. I've had all sorts of blood work done, and everything comes back negative, every possibility.
Skin problems, headaches, joint pain from turning on a light? Hard to imagine. So we started investigating.
So exactly what do the bulbs emit?
First concern, it may be what's coming off the bulbs. Ultraviolet radiation. That's right. Scientists say the bulbs give off UV, like the sun does. We know this because Health Canada, they're the people who make sure the products and drugs you use are safe, told us in an email that the CFLs are not provided with a prismatic diffuser that filters ultraviolet radiation out. Therefore, there may be skin sensitivity issues, especially in people with certain skin diseases. And they're referring to people like Brenda. She suffers from lupus and is demanding the bulbs carry a warning for everyone.
Consumers ought to be aware that if they have a sensitivity towards UV, these light bulbs could make their condition worse.
So how much UV radiation do the bulbs give off? And if they can give off UV, can they cause skin cancer?
Here's the disturbing thing. No one can tell us. Health Canada, the government agency that's in charge of protecting your health, well, they're testing the bulbs. But we've tried to talk to them for 10 months, and so far they have refused to answer our questions on camera. So after 10 months of no's and not availables, we had to go all the way to London, England to get some answers. It seems their government health people are happy to talk to us, and they have real science to back what they say, because they've tested the bulbs.
It wasn't related to the brand or where we bought them. It was a random sample of them. About 1 in 5 were emitting unusual levels of UV light.
Unusual levels. So we asked Magda Havis, she researches and tests the bulbs, to explain the UV.
All compact fluorescent light bulbs contain mercury, and it's this mercury that's needed to produce the ultraviolet energy to cause the fluorescence to take place in the first place.
And compact fluorescent light bulbs are everywhere. Part of the push to go green. We're told, do your part to save the environment. And the old light bulbs, the inefficient ones like incandescents, are being banned in Canada in 2012.
This doesn't have a filter on it, so this would emit high levels of UV that could damage the skin.
Andrew Langford leads a UK advocacy group fighting to find out more about the potential dangers of these bulbs.
We already know that it's causing things like blistering and skin sensitivity, but time will tell as to whether or not the UV light is causing skin cancer.
No warnings have been issued in Canada about UV. The British scientists also recommend these with the curly part inside a cover. They tested UV-free. You can buy these bulbs in Canada as well.
Good for you that you're saving energy, but I would also say don't sit right beside them until we know more.
Dermatologist Dr. Cheryl Rosen says it's the same advice for children.
They should be at a distance until we know more. I think the key point here is that we don't know the whole story yet.
So what about the people who make and profit from CFLs, the manufacturers? For months we contacted the big three, Philips, General Electric, Osram Sylvania, and their Lighting Industry Association. Only Philips told us that they were investigating UV concerns. All three companies maintain their bulbs meet industry standards and are safe. But each time we asked for an on-camera interview, we were denied. Health Canada has never set rules for UV, so there are no rules being broken.
If we're going to have these devices, there should be proper standards for them.
So when Jane heard the warning from British scientists, it upset her. Their advice, don't get too close to the bulbs and limit your exposure time.
I'm upset, very upset that this has happened without any warning. There was no warning attached to these fluorescent bulbs. Do not work within so many feet. Do not use more than so many bulbs in your home. No, there was nothing.
People should be aware of this and avoid being in close contact with them for more than an hour.
As for Brenda, she found a doctor who treated her and her skin cleared up. She knows people who suffer like her are shunned, so she started a support group.
No one really advised me or even, I think, particularly believed me. I had a strong reaction from other sufferers who said that it was such a relief to know that somebody else understood and shared their experiences of these lights.
Next on 16 by 9.
Everything you've heard so far is just the tip of the iceberg. Coming up, what this woman is measuring is another health concern we are about to expose.
Once stores start to replace their light bulbs and malls start to replace their light bulbs and everybody in their homes start to replace their light bulb, there's going to be a subset of people with migraine who may not be able to venture out until they find a way around it.
If you have a story for 16 by 9, call our tip line. We're back with the bigger picture.
So we told you how these energy-saving light bulbs may be causing skin rashes in some people. But that's not the only potential problem we've uncovered. Just listen to what others say is happening to them. Here's part 2, dirty energy.
This is reading 580 roughly. So once again, we have a really bad bulb.
What exactly is she doing? Well, this is Dr. Magda Havis, and she's testing all sorts of bulbs for dirty electricity. Dirty what? Dirty electricity. An expert in her field, basically she measures power quality and radio frequencies that different bulbs give off.
Do you see that's jumped up to over 400? So just one light bulb can give very, very high readings. And there's no way of knowing that this is worse than the others just by looking at the package.
She says on her meter, for a bulb to be considered clean, it should read less than 50.
A lot of people are responding negatively to these light bulbs. They get headaches, they get other body aches and pains. Some of them have difficulty sleeping, they're tired. Some have mood disorders. Unfortunately, they have been told that these light bulbs might be making people in their homes sick. So one light bulb gives 500. Can you imagine just 4 of them? Would put them over 1,000. Can I turn it off yet?
All this is controversial. Scientists do not agree if people can suffer from what's called electromagnetic hypersensitivity. Basically getting sick from the electronic devices we use and the stuff they give off. But what about the people we met who say they're suffering, like Larry Newman?
I was just blindsided by it.
Here's the thing about Larry Newman. He's Dr. Newman, a neurologist, and that migraine headache hit him like a truck.
I can tell you from my experience, there's something about those bulbs that triggered my headache.
At his New York clinic, he's seeing more and more patients complaining about the compact fluorescent light bulbs.
These new light bulbs, Doc, I swear they're giving me headaches. So I want you to look right over there.
He knows some will dismiss what he's saying. They'll say there's no scientific evidence linking the bulbs to headaches. It's never been proven.
I can tell you from other patients that they definitely see a relationship to exposure to that light bulb and developing a headache.
We just installed a new light that unfortunately is not eco-friendly.
One of those patients is Amanda Gabbard.
Right here, it's like just my forehead feels very warm, and I feel the dull pain behind my eyes, a little bit of dizziness, and a little bit of fatigue.
In her home, you'll only find old-fashioned incandescents. She got rid of the CFLs.
I'm very confused by it. It's kind of mind-boggling. So I think it was just a light bulb. What can it really do? And isn't it supposed to be this great thing? And it's eco-friendly and it's wonderful for the environment and everyone's doing it.
But she can't escape it. When she took a trip to Italy and stayed in this hotel, her room was loaded with the curly bulbs. Instantly, she knew.
I thought, oh no. I came all the way to Europe to have this wonderful vacation. I thought it's going to be ruined. We had to take them out immediately.
Once stores start to replace their light bulbs and malls start to replace their light bulbs and everybody in their homes start to replace their light bulb, there's going to be a subset of people with migraine who may not be able to venture out until they find a way around it.
Dr. Christine Lay, a neurologist and headache expert, says people like Amanda prove it is happening and science needs to catch up.
I think a lot of times things are introduced and then it's the people that will begin to say, no, wait a minute, something's going on here, something's not right. So what we hope is that as more people speak up, more scientists will begin to become involved.
Health Canada says, yes, it's true. The compact fluorescents do give off radio frequencies, but they say the amounts are safe and thousands of times below limits that have been recommended. As for the lighting companies, they say their bulbs meet industry standards and are safe. Again, no one would talk to us on camera.
Health Canada has a serious responsibility, and they're not living up to that responsibility. They're right now just trying to deny that there's a problem without recognizing what they should be doing to actually investigate it rather than just deny it blindly.
Those who suffer say their health problems are real, and there's more to it than just headaches.
They were all throughout my house. Just about every room in my house had a bulb or two in it.
Kevin Byrne says his pain was like having arthritis. So convinced dirty electricity is, well, dirty, he quit his job to test other people's homes for what he calls electrical pollution, starting with the curly bulbs.
When you get closer to the bulb, you can see the significant electric field that these compact fluorescence bulbs throw into a room. Now that's measuring over 1,000 volts per meter right there. And that electric energy is going through through your body to ground. I know there's a lot of people that are having adverse reactions to them, headache, fatigue, the chronic pain that I felt.
Magda says she's heard it all before, the doubts, questioning whether they're really sick.
Well, there's definitely something there. One of the ways that you can determine whether or not you're sensitive to the light bulbs is if you have them in your home, simply turn them off for a few days and find out if any of your symptoms disappear, the symptoms that you're concerned about.
Okay, let's review. UV, headaches, skin problems, and of course mercury. So the old light bulbs are being banned in 2012. Manufacturers are scrambling to create new ones. The best choice for the future may be these, LEDs, light-emitting diodes.
And it's reading 27. It doesn't contribute to dirty electricity at all.
No mercury, no health concerns, and way more efficient than the curly bulbs. But right now, it's compact fluorescence.
People go to their doctors aren't aware of this as an issue. And so very often they try to treat them and nothing seems to work. And then they recommend that they go see their psychiatrist because they think it's a mental disturbance. And I think that's such a shame because it's such an easy thing to resolve.
This is so frustrating. We're told to do the right thing. Now, doing the right thing may make people sick. Allison is with us now. Allison, it seems like there's no winning here.
And Mary, time is running out. The federal government has set a deadline. By 2012, you have to use something that's energy efficient. And right now, that's compact fluorescents. All this is happening when people don't have any other real options. So we'll continue to fight for answers.
And when we get those answers, we will update you. We'll be right back.
Next on 16 by 9.
Guys played the games, guys made the games, and most of the games were about guys shooting other guys. Fast forward a couple of decades, and now almost half of all gamers are women, and there's really no stigma attached to being a girl gamer anymore. How did this happen?
Did you miss something? Watch our show 16 by 9 online at global16by9.com.